What's up, people? Welcome back to International. We all know that the whole world is fighting the battle with coronavirus. But it hits really hard when somebody you know, somebody who you're close to, tests positive of coronavirus. Ankita is one of my closest friends here in Australia, and last week she tested positive of coronavirus. And honestly, when I got to know, I didn't know what to react. I didn't know what to say because this is something that you have no idea about. And fortunately, she's recovering really well. She's a super strong woman, and I asked her if she would like to share her whole journey of what happens physically, what happens mentally, what is the support that we have. And fortunately, she agreed to share her whole journey of coronavirus. So check it out. Dude, thank you so much for doing this. We are super grateful. I know we have had chat almost every day, and I know your whole story, but I'm sure everybody who's watching this video would love to know all the things that you went through physically, mentally, and the support that you have had. How are you feeling today?
Oh, well, I'm feeling much better than the first initial days, I would say. Like, first 3 days were really difficult, but after that, I'm recovering pretty well and pretty quick. So let's hope the process goes on.
Yeah, we're super grateful that you're recovering well and that you have agreed to share your journey. Why don't you take us through the whole journey starting from day one?
As you said, that how did I manage uh, mentally and physically while I was going through it? I'll be really honest here. It was not easy. It was really difficult. It was very difficult, I would say. And it all started from my office, actually, that I saw my first symptoms. Around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I felt very unusual. I had a very severe headache and lower body pain in the span of like 10 minutes, I would say. And it was so severe that I couldn't focus on my work. And the second unusual thing was I was getting chills all over my body in every 30 seconds. I know it's a cold place. I know Melbourne is cold these days, but it's not that cold that you would get chills every second minute. I went home, I slept off. I thought this might be because of I'm exhausted, and because I've worked the entire day. And yeah, so that's how I went home. I slept, and I woke up second day, which was my day 2. I didn't know that I had COVID-19 by then. I just was not feeling okay. And day 2, I started taking painkillers and Panadols the entire day because I had uh, a severe headache, which is unbearable, and you cannot even explain how bad it is to go through that headache and weakness at the same time, and your body is aching. I think by second day I had lost so much of energy that I didn't have even a bit of energy to pick up a glass of water. And that's how I spent my entire second day. And third day when I woke up, that's when I realized, like, this is something very unusual. This is not something that I should take it easy. And I saw that I had severe headache, I had nausea, and at the same time my body was aching. I had fever by then, and my body almost gave up, but my mind did not, because I was constantly telling myself that, you have to do this, you have to go to the doctor, you have to wake up, you have to get out of from the bed and do what is necessary at the moment. So I somewhat around 5:30 I went to get tested for COVID-19, and which was at Alfred Hospital. By the time I had done my testing, I was coming back home, and I realized that I think this is, even if I go home now, I am not going to be okay, and I have to prepare myself for that. I came home. As I said, as I predicted that this is going to give me a terrible night tonight, and it was actually the same. I think somewhat around 11 o'clock, I had this severe headache that I cannot explain in words how bad it was. And I had shortness in breathing by then. And also at the same time, I was vomiting, and from 11 p.m. at night till 1 a.m. in the morning, I was constantly puking. And by this time span, I have already vomited 5 times, and it was it seemed it seemed really difficult because my body had given up by then. I was so weak that I was consciously not even aware of what was happening around me. And by this time I didn't have any family. I didn't know how to manage things. I mean, more than the virus, it's your mental strength that gets you down. Definitely the virus, it's the physical impact on your body is there. You know that you're weak, you know that you are not able to do certain things, but mentally you get exhausted as well, because you constantly think about what happens next and how am I gonna ask for the support, how I'm gonna tell my family members, and I don't have anyone here to take care of myself, and I don't know how to do it. So I was really in the trauma as well. So as I said, my body had given up. I had to run to the emergency hospital. I had to run to the emergency. I went to Alfred Hospital and I let them know that I said them that this is what I'm feeling. I didn't have energy to even talk or stand, and they immediately hospitalized me. Doctors were in confusion as well, because the symptoms which actually you get to know on internet was not the symptoms which I had. I had completely different symptoms, like people say sore throat, cold and cough. I had none of these. I had headache, I had body pain and vomiting, and that's why they were confused, like what it exactly is. And it was altogether a very lonely experience. I had my friends all the time, some couple of friends who knew that I was going through this, had been by my side the entire time, but I was still kind of feeling a bit of alone without my family here. And today is day 9 of recovery, and I'm recovering pretty well. All my friends and family have given me a lot of strength that I can do things on my own, and they're helping me to do that as well. So I think it's very important to be vulnerable. It's very important to share your true feelings and issues with your friends and family, because it's not okay to say okay and I'm fine even if you're not mentally or physically. It's very important to say yes, I'm not okay, and that's what I did. I'm sure like me, a lot of you are international students and on temporary graduate visas here, and you would want to know like what kind of help government is providing if you're COVID-19 affected and on temporary graduate visa or any other visa. You are eligible for the workers support payment, and you have to talk if you are affected of COVID-19. The Department of Public Health will get in touch with you, and they will talk about what are the measures what are the things they can help you with, and financial things, hardships as well. So let them know about the worker support payment, that you have heard of this and you are eligible to get this payment if you are COVID-19 affected. If you give importance to the mental health, the Victorian government is doing pretty well with that. I am in constant touch with the Department of Health Operations, and they give me a call twice a day to check on my symptoms and how I'm doing, and how they just try to have a conversation and make sure that I'm not lonely in this. So this is something, a really good move that the government is taking at the moment for the people who are affected, and that is something that I would be fortunate enough to have that in this country.